Or maybe AL is Alabama? Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, Etienne. So I'm not sure what Alaska would be. Interesting. They probably had to be very strategic about it. Because Alaska can't be anything except AK, really. So AK is Alaska. AR is Arkansas. And AL is Alabama. I did Davidas. I thought that was a very cool video. I watched that a while ago. All right, we're back. We're resuming regular scheduled programming. Oh, this guy's not even here right now. At F3, D3, knight D2. Always taking with the pawn. We should know these next couple of moves pretty well here. Supporting the pawn, bishop can come back. A4 in order to maybe enjoy the C4 square for ourselves later. Okay, we have this pawn defended after bishop F1, so now we can bring the knight in. It's exactly what we want to do after that. And okay, queen C7. Yeah, queen C8 was not the best. Maybe he wanted to play that, but when he saw knight C4, he realized, no, knight D6 is actually the dangerous move. So at least he caught it. This one I don't really like that much. It does get us a nice square, but I'm worried about that E pawn. So maybe we can even bring the bishop back, but I'll just play H3 for now. Simple move. Okay, queen there, I suppose, is actually threatening the E pawn. Maybe knight E5. This knight can go back on the C4 square. Can also play bishop F4. Problem with bishop F4 that I see is knight to H5. So don't think we're going to allow that. Okay, so he keeps making this threat. I feel like we're going to have to play this, even though I really don't like the weakness to the dark squares there. You know, I wish that pawn was back on H2. That's all. We could play bishop D3, but it just feels like if a rook gets to the D file, what am I really doing there? So because I don't like F3, I think it is time to play E5. And lo and behold, our fantastic bishop on F1 is carrying here. Rook to D1. Finally ready to develop this piece. Move 19, folks. And I'm finally ready. I think I actually want this pawn on F4, so maybe I'll move this bishop and do so. Maybe I'll play bishop G5 if rook D8 gets played. Okay, he's pretty much just recycling the same queen moves for the last the last little while here. Okay, I'm thinking of queen D2 because maybe bishop here can be played. We can also go in like this, but at this point, I'm suspecting that this might be the move. Yeah, rook D7 looked pretty good as well. I didn't think that he could take there, because we should be able to win material on F8. It's kind of an interesting move. Wow, that's a very interesting move. Sometimes it's the genius of the low elo players that impresses the most. I feel like knight c4 is probably the move, but we always can sack the exchange here and we'll have two pieces for the rook. I like queen h6. Bishop takes on e6 is a threat, which he has dealt with. Maybe we can go here. Try to take it next. I have a feeling that threat alone may be sufficient to win. 'Cause I don't know, it's not the most obvious. He does give us a good check there. I think he's playing well. I definitely think that he spots what we're up to, and I think that's the that's the impressive part. Actually, we can go just to d5 here. I'm expecting queen e5, which is a little bit unfortunate for him because I feel like he kind of had a defensive idea, but it's been thwarted. Because yeah, if he moved the rook or something, I still have to prove myself. The f pawn is keeping my king safe. I think we're threatening bishop f7 and rook d8. Unfortunately, I don't see a way that he can stop that. Yeah, I think just about everything you could possibly think of playing in that position was probably a good move. Rook f7, bishop f7, rook g6, rook a7. Like, yeah, everything probably worked. Unfortunately for the opponent here, but again, we just see the tried and true, the setup, e4, always making sure you can take back with the pawn. And then queen c2 lends more support to the pawn. So in cases like this, for example, bishop f1 would actually run into some trouble here. So don't fall into that. Just if you keep the setup in mind, you'll never make a mistake. But yeah, got to remember queen c2, a4, pretty much always a part of the setup, bishop f1, knight c4, and yeah. h3 was the only move I was like so-so about. At this point, probably just developing was the way to go, but I don't mind h3. Certainly not a mistake. And then yeah, position all of a sudden is quite good here, I think. GG. Okay, let's see how he starts. Got a Dutch opponent here. Okay, so bishop c4. Let's make sure that we choose the right move here. Do things in the right order. First of all, attack the pawn. That's a guarantee. So if I play here, knight f3, e5, knight g5, big problem. So we need to play e5. Very important. Now if knight d7, again, big problem. So we play bishop e7 so that we can castle. We're ready to deal with that. And if d4, we play knight d7. So that's how we make sure that we're always ready to handle this position. Let's go c6. You could castle here. It's really no difference, but also we can play d5. So knight g5 is particularly poor. Okay, knight d7. Interesting. Queen c7. Just keeping it simple. A lot of people like to do this move. I have to say, it feels like the type of move that it could actually be a mistake, but they're playing it and they're benefiting, because I don't even think they realize like 94 or anything, but it does feel like the kind of move that people play and they don't realize even how good it is. So I've been impressed by the low-rated players, almost always playing knight h4. In this case, because we can hit that and then take on e4 here, it's looking pretty decent. We can take this. If we take there, knight g6. Either way, it's going to be good for us. And taking here, at least there's no double pawns. We take on e4, so I probably will. I think both were fine, though. Let's see if he finds knight g6. That's a long-range bishop. Very impressive move to play. Although, based on knight h4, I have to assume that he is about to find it. But still, you know, you just gotta be impressed by the board vision on that one. Still, we're up a pawn, so it was actually successful for us. Can't help but be impressed, though. Bishop to e6, so immediately dealing. We want to trade pieces because we're up material. I'm gonna play c5 here, try to lock things up against the bishop pair. Do we take this way? Certainly looks like it. d3 weakness. This bishop looks terrible now. I don't see the future. You almost have to go, yeah, rook b3. It is playable though, so can make it work. And even though e4 is there, after d4, I'm not 100% sure. I guess we have queen d6 with the pin, and then rook d1, knight g4. Yeah, we'll have to take here. Still, you know, playing very well, I want to say. Rook here, and there's still some problems. We do have bishop g4, which I'm most likely going to do. Knight g4, there's g3. Yeah, bishop here, f3 is forced. But it's actually, you know, it's quite decent. So I think I'm going to go knight g4. See if we see g3. Honestly, I could see h3, but I think he made the right call. Let's go knight here. You can actually take. I'm worried he's going to make a mistake and go like this because it allows knight f3. You can actually take that, though. He's going to have to sack his rook, which he will do. And we're ready to unleash. Ready to unleash. Queen takes d4. Yeah, I think we can probably just play it straight away. Of course, we can take here, but queen takes d4 is a bit more satisfying. Oh no, my queen. GG. Definitely impressed by the knight h4s that I'm seeing. Pay close attention to the move order. Just e5 and bishop e7, because I want to be in a position. Whenever the knight's on f3 and bishop's on c4, guaranteed you have to be able to castle. So, in this position, if I go here, it can't happen, right? I should say when the knight is here and here, it has to be your turn and you have to be able to castle next, is a better way to say that. Because obviously here we're not ready to castle, but when knight g5 is played, we are, which is what matters. So, yeah, have to be 2 moves away from castling, I guess. So if I play here, we're not going to be in time. So we got to play e5. But on these variations, right, with bishop c4 coming, we need to play e5 so that when this happens, boom, 2 moves away from castling. And if d4, don't need to do this. But as soon as this happens, 2 moves away from castling. h6 shouldn't be forced anywhere, Tim. Where are you thinking h6 is forced? We should be good. No h6 needed. I mean, h6 is not a terrible move, but definitely might slow you down here for no reason. We can always get this set up. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything that white has to prevent it. Yeah, no, I probably 2 moves away from castling. When the guys have knight there, bishop there, you need to be basically at that point playing bishop e7. Like that should be your reaction because you need to castle next, guaranteed. So no matter what, when those 2 pieces are there, you should probably be playing bishop e7. Low ABD. We're pushing, buddy. 1100 in sight. All right. D3, knight D2, E4. And yeah, our setup is not bothered by his setup. His setup is also not bothered by ours. So again, usually capturing with the knight. Queen C2, although I feel like here we could immediately... So on knight H5, probably many moves to consider, but I usually like to go with rook E1 just to have F1 available for the bishop here. Taking, by the way, is a very, very nice option. I'm probably going to go here, though. Queen F6, we can go like that. Again, in this case, I feel like taking is a good option. We don't need to do that. In this case, we can go, for example, G3 to repel the knight, but it's worth noting that taking there means we're just going to have like 4-on-3, essentially. Like a very clean 4-on-3. So I feel like it's worth showing one game like that. D4. Because yeah, these double pawns are not that great. Okay, Queen B3. I think we're gonna need to see a capture here. And yeah, it's opposite bishops, but I think there's still a lot of play left in the position here. Bishop B5 looks like a very nice move. Yeah, definitely with the rook. I can see King F8 happening. Bishop B5. And again, just feels like we have the nice 4-on-3. I know our pawns are doubled as well, but I promise you it's not the same. I want to bring our king in. Rook E7. Bishop C4 to follow, especially if we see Rook B8, but he doesn't, which is smart by him. Knight G5, definitely a bad move there. Knight E5 could make a bit more sense, but not really in a rush. Let's go Rook C7, hitting everything in the position. Okay, now I think Knight G5 is going to hurt, especially if we see F6, which... Okay, king there. Knight D6 will win the bishop, but I assume he'll play Bishop F6 here. Bishop F8, maybe even better. I like that move. I feel like I almost want to go here so that the pieces can move. I think we'll go Knight G5, anticipating an H6 decent checkmate there. Okay, we can't quite do it. I need this to happen, so I think we're gonna capture this. This threatens Knight C7, also threatens Bishop takes G6, checkmate. But he may indeed play Bishop there. No, he does not, which means Bishop takes G6 will be a very satisfying mate. Everybody is doing something here. Everyone's participating. GG. I decided that I definitely want to play a game like this to at least show that type of continuation. It's not really my favorite thing to give away the bishop pair, but let's be real. This is definitely the smartest thing to do. Take, and just these double pawns on the F file are no good. Plus a queen trade. The pawn structure with d4, c3, b2 is absolutely perfect against a fianchettoed bishop, so all things good there. But had I not gone for that, I probably would have, you know, just done the same plan. Queenside expansion, g3 to remove the knight. I still like that plan a lot. Okay, let's keep it going. We haven't really played against f4 too much. I'll probably start like this. f4 is a new one. I'll play c6. I like to have an early c6 in situations where there's an f pawn because queen c7 to add support is might be needed. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. Castling and playing rook e8 is a very important series of moves. Got to get that in. All right, e4 is definitely happening next. I think it might be time to even immediately expand on the other side of the board. Yeah, definitely expect that. Let's just continue here. Okay, so obviously when g4 happens, we'll play h6 to not let him completely stomp us there. How do we want to advance the pawns over here? This is the all-important question. Might even just play h6 right away. No particular need to wait. We know for a fact he's going to play that, although since he does it anyway, it probably just transposes. Not much to it. I think knight c5. We'll most certainly see bishop e3. I think I'll continue b4 there. One thing I'm never worried about is bishop takes knight. Look at these pawns here. It means that this bishop on c1 is a very important asset, whereas bishop on g2 not that important. And you can't play h4 due to the pawns, so just means you have it takes a little bit to get things going for white. And I'm playing this so that we don't deal with knight a4. Nice. I think he's playing well. I guess bishop here, but really what I'd like to do is I think we'd like to do d5. I'm just worried about doing it with my king still in the middle. Something doesn't feel quite so good about that. I think he's playing well. It's this, yeah, f4 move, a little bit abnormal. The nice thing is, you know for a fact in your games, you're going to be facing the move f4 like no % of the time, maybe 1. So it's not going to be that, important. Still worried about this, but I was going to say he most likely played the move that he did in order to play h4 and then push. There's not much we can do about that, so I think we just continue with our plan of b3. They say attack the base of the pawn chain, and this was the pawn chain. So god damn it, I attacked the base. It was very difficult though. This is why you attack the base. By threatening this pawn, we put pressure on this pawn. By pressuring this pawn, we're gonna get credited with this pawn. And then this pawn. Hopefully it's like a Okay, so maybe what we could do here is start with a check, especially because the H file is probably not where that king wants to be. Yeah, it'll be knight takes, so we got to start with this one, but we've got the f2 square, which is where we're headed next. I think there's only one move. I mean, yeah, you could definitely go to h3. I don't think that's what you want to be playing. Not only does knight f2 win material there, but takes also looks kind of smart. Yeah, I think we almost want to take first. Because knight f2, he's going to sack queen here. I mean, it's a good position, but I actually really like taking. It seems like a tough position for him. Let's... Ooh. Takes, this knight hangs. So I guess now we'll go for this after all. I'll take this one. Let's open this piece up. GG. We got the speed going at the end, but at that point we had already won significant material. F4, definitely a little bit tricky, but yeah, the only thing I would say about F4, or really even if it's a normal opening but with an F pawn included, I need c6 and queen c7 a little bit earlier than usual because I feel like there's extra pressure on the center. So yeah, that's why I want that. And yeah, we just have to send immediately on the queen side whenever this happens. And yeah, d5 most of the time is going to be correct. That's just the way you handle the position. g5 is the move that was needed. Knight d7, and then still he would have a problem to answer over here, but he definitely needed to play g5. Was it bishop f3? Missed move early. Well, bishop f3 probably wasn't playable till pretty much the very end of the game. So if you're talking about moves missed at the end of the game, I'm not sure you're dedicating your deductive powers to the right area of chess. Usually positions when you're up a queen, I wouldn't be worried too much about. I mean, if you got your openings down, your tactics down, your middle game plans, then worry about making a slightly better move when you're up a queen and completely winning. As for bishop f3, I'm presuming that you hung your queen, and we're talking about this position. Otherwise, I played it a move later, so yeah, maybe that was the case. Okay, let's start with the knight. Then d3, knight d2, e4. Always taking with the pawn. I assume we might see something like this. The nice thing is that this setup actually works really nicely against the Caro-Kann. Can we take? I mean, maybe his idea is queen e7 and knight takes here, but even still, I'm not sure I buy it. There might have been also something like this, but regardless, there's no way he ends up like better. Maybe equal. c3, queen c2, as you know. Oh, hey, look at that. That's the move we want to play anyway. Rook e8, queen c2 to watch the pawn. Sticking to our usual moves here. You know that he's thirsty for this, but it's just not that easy to achieve. Okay, bishop g4. So this is an example. If takes, we drop this pawn. So maybe I would reconsider here. Like, for example, take with the bishop, right? So here, I don't like knight takes because of that. So I think we take here. He can make this threat, but we're going to shut it down with g3 or with knight back to f1. So let's see what we want to do here. I'm almost certain that it's g3. He'll get this, but yeah, I do feel like this is good. Actually, after knight there, we could bring the bishop back to e2. That might be the play. Just stop knight d3 altogether. So probably a smarter move by him, going this way rather than knight e5, which honestly looked more tempting because now he's got this. Here, or knight c4, actually. Both look pretty good. I think probably this one. Just knight d3, rook d1. And trades would be decent for us here. Yeah, queen takes was fine as well. This pawn is threatened. We can go here, but bishop g2 does seem pretty standard. So that maybe we can play f4 in the future. I really like bishop g5 next because that knight, we're threatening to take it and double the pawns, and the knight doesn't really have anywhere to go. And I think that move became a little bit stronger now that there's a pin. There's that f4 move. That's why we brought the bishop out of the way. Looking like e5 wins material here. He's probably going to go here. We're going to fall victim to a spite check here, but it's only a check. h6, I would definitely play. If we take, there's rook takes and takes, so I think we will play bishop h4 for the moment. I think the only way to save things, even momentarily, is that move. Certainly it's the move I would do. Yeah, gotta give it a go. Many moves look good here. Knight d5, maybe take back on g5. I mean, I shouldn't say look good. They're not like good for him, but you gotta think about where the bar is right now, considering the look of black's position. Probably take. Rook takes e5 here. Covering knight e3, gaining tempo. I think bishop takes may indeed win the game here, just because if he takes back, then we win this bishop. If he takes the bishop, then we can insert the very unpleasant queen g6 check. Very unpleasant. Using the rook on e1 nicely here, watching over the e file. Yeah, I personally like how this opening works against the Caro-Kann. It really infuriates the Caro-Kann players because they're sitting here with this tension for so long that they either push or they take most of the time, which is really helpful. And if they play here, we can always claim the bishop, but usually I prefer to unpin first, so I'm ready to take back. Bishop takes f3. So either it feels like you win a pawn in the center, you annoy them with the tension, or you get the bishop pair, or all the above. So I'm a big fan of this setup in general for the speedrun, but it definitely works well against the Caro-Kann. I'm enjoying it. Okay, starting with the knight, as usual. d3, knight d2, e4, and we may see d4. For now, we're gonna stick to our setup though. Yeah, c3, queen c2, castles. e4 played. Most likely we'll play a4 and knight c4 next. Of course, including our classic rook e1 move. Okay, this looks like an h3 moment. Knight there. I do understand this. Might need some quick f4. Can also consider taking. I'm thinking takes f4, knight somewhere, and then e5. That could be the way to go. Risky, of course, like this f4 move, because he's about to move the knight and the pawn will be attacked, but I think we can quickly get in that one. And then maybe even take here. We could see a huge blunder incoming. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, he sees it. He sees it. Not going to be making that mistake. Okay, bishop f3 definitely feels correct here, especially because d5 as a follow-up is looking tempting. Okay, it does play what I would say is the best move. Let's go knight e4. Yeah, I was kind of expecting rook b8 and then d5, but now d5 looks too suspicious. Just handing over a pawn for no reason. Okay. f5. There could be some smarts to that move. It's definitely going to be a very loose position. I suppose we'll go back, but I have to say, I actually really, more that I think about it, I actually really like the move f5 by him. Interesting. I wouldn't have considered it. Just because, of course, we can take, but, you know, we're in a position where we don't feel fully developed just yet. Queenside bishop, but I'd rather be up a pawn and have that problem than the opposite, so. Here we see the downside of f5. It doesn't mean f5 was a mistake when it happened, but I think the follow-up was incorrect. Because I personally liked it. I thought it was a good idea. Go here, knight c5. So knight c5 is happening no matter what. I think just bishop e2, knight c5, queen c4, rook c8. Maybe we can take. Perhaps with either, but I feel like I would take this. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Taking there's some problems with that position. So maybe bishop b4 is needed. If we play b4, knight takes a4, possible. I think I might do this. Because if the knight moves, we can throw this in and probably grab that pawn. Depends where he goes, but like knight e4, for example. I think we can grab that. Yeah, this one I thought I had this, but yeah, maybe it's safer to take this one. Move this rook. Knight d3 actually did work out. Credit where credit's due. But we have a nice blockade here, and we have a nice protected pass pawn. Definitely get our king the heck away from that. Don't want anything to do with that diagonal. Rook b1 to play this doesn't really help. Wow, that is... Whoa. That was insanely aggressive. g5. I feel like his heart was in the right place, but that was madness. After a nice... kind of a nice calculation with Knight d3. That was a little out of the blue. He imploded. Get a good position there. Ooh, let's go here. Take this one, put the rook down. GG. Yeah, he had a good moment in the middle. Pretty good opening, I would say. Kind of a sloppy set of moves here, but rebounded nicely with bishop b7, and I thought f5 was kind of good, honestly. But then I realized the more I looked at it, no, queen b3, queen c4 are happening. Very unpleasant, and that's exactly what did happen. And yeah, we're definitely a little bit better here. So not too bad, but still nice that he played it rather than not play it. This doesn't mean it wasn't a good move. Moist Mike get money. Okay. Moist Mike get money. Okay. Big energy from this username right here. Moist Mike get money. I love the username. I'm a big fan. Going for the tried and trusted here. b4. Let's start to gain some space. Okay. I think probably, yeah, rook to the middle, of course. Queenside expansion. We'll just develop here. After this, I mean, the queen is just kind of going to move away from danger, so I'm not sure that that's exactly what we want. Let's go queen b6. I kind of like bishop c5. Okay, interesting move. So he's rerouting. Rerouting is not the most obvious thing to do. Let's play this. You want to control that square before he even gets the idea in his head. Let's attack it. King g7, h5. This pawn structure is perfect, controlling all the squares that the knights could go to, including this one. So yeah, e5, and then this pawn structure I feel like is perfect. And yeah, you can't go there. That's exactly what I was expecting there. And I think takes h3 is yeah, I think we're gonna get to hit him with a puzzle-esque type of move here. Yeah, can just take this. We're gonna combine these tactical ideas. What's the best way to do it? Probably takes and mate. Although, as you can see, there are many ways to try to do it. But I think this makes sense. GG to Moist Mike get money. Nah, but this is a like Hall of Fame username, right? Moist Mike get money. We got to keep this guy on retainer. The way a YouTube video with that on the thumbnail would get the clicks, are you kidding me? Moist Mike get money. He's already into the next game. Moist Mike get money. I gotta save this one. Gotta send him a DM. We gotta get Moist Mike get money back, because that username right there, that sells tickets. buy out the username. Yeah, that's what we really need. We need someone from the chat to just go incognito, change identities, and, you know, get on one of these type of accounts and just always be in the chat with me and my boys. Are, you know, Moist might get money. It's in the building. What a username. Honestly, I'm still floored. It's such a good one. If this username came in the chat, I was like, yo, me and 5 of my boys will take you out. That's a vid I'm clicking. E4, D6. Okay, once again, gonna be careful with our move order. First things first, let's attack here. Now, if we take, you know, there could definitely be a little bit of bishop f7 action. Just because sometimes people play knight f3, so we take. Here, technically, if we take, there is bishop f7, check, check, and takes. It's not really something that I'd like to do. We also see that this move is happening. So in order to kind of take care of everything here, I'm wondering what the best move is. Because here, queen b3, it's like moderately successful. So do I see a way to keep our system? Not really. But you know what I might be able to do? I might be able to go here, allow this, play e6. Okay, he goes here. Interesting. Let's play c6. I'm still waiting. Okay, he's not. Yeah, he's not really on the moves that I was expecting. Okay, I think we're good. So we still get our setup here. Okay. Definitely sending the pawns up the board. You can, I don't know if you guys can. I can definitely feel his desire to castle that way. It's just the way he's been playing seems to be setting it up. Okay, he is handing me a pawn, but you know, let's be careful here because we're gonna watch out. We're up a piece, so no stress. King back, we want to manually castle here. Let's attack that pawn. Very, very nice threat to make. He defends. Well, I don't know. It just kind of looks the simplest to trade every piece here. D-file's open. Yes, he can dream about, yeah, there it is, stuff over there, but it really feels like if we just trade, what's he really up to? So I kind of like that. Trade every piece. Okay, I was hoping that we could get some bishop g5 here, but the more I'm looking at the position, the more I'm like, I don't think there's any. See, he does always have f4, so maybe a mistake in hindsight. Still feel like I'm capable of it. We have to make it work, though. It no longer just works. We need to make it work. Okay, let's put this bishop here, I suppose. I don't know. We're desperate. We're desperate. Unfortunately, I feel he can still go pretty wrong if he's not careful. Yeah, he's just... I think at this point he's kind of sending. This knight is under attack. Oh man, what is this? Takes, I guess. Trying to take on e4. Otherwise, bishop d6 will win. Yeah, take on e4 seems reliable. I think he's going to play here, isn't he? Yeah, he does. This check, I think, is just a check. Scary looking. I think it's mainly because we have bishop g5 mate. You know, something like this. Can we go here? I guess at this point we just play this. h5 is clever though. He was definitely cooking up like some sort of checkmate there. Oh, I respect it. That's mate. Oh man, Hassie is not even gonna play any more moves. He knows what's going down now. Interesting. In a weird way, he played a good game. Like, it definitely wasn't a good game. He hung a piece, but I get the feeling that this is the type of account that can gain some rating from where he's at. He had some speed. He had some pretty good intuition, because once he blundered the piece, I feel like he didn't make that many more mistakes after that. And his quick moves were mostly on point, but because he played so quick at the start, he just like blundered a piece. So that was really bad. Yeah, I did things in a weird order here. 94, I assumed maybe he was planning this. This isn't really a problem, you know, but it's definitely nothing to do with the system we're trying to play, so I avoided it, even though I think it's the best move. And in the end, we got our setup, so I was pretty happy about that. And you guys know the drill, queenside pawns. In the case where I think he's clearly delaying to castle, sometimes I also delay, just no need really. Push the pawns first. I feel very safe in the center. There's no knight g5. The d4 doesn't matter. We always take back with the pawn. So even leaving my king in the center, I actually feel pretty comfortable with that. Okay, we start with knight f3. Just going for the typical setup here. Okay, so he's got some things, let's say, similar going on. Okay, can keep pushing. We do want to play b4. Yeah, especially knight there. He's going to realize it's well met by b4, put it that way. And knight c4. And this is why we gain the space. It looks silly that we push the pawn out there, but the pawn out there is the main reason why our position is fantastic right now. I want to put the bishop here, but I didn't want to deal with knight g4. Pretty standard that I'm going to be against the move bishop e3 until I see this. This knight there is just so annoying. So yeah, he's trying to put the knight on f4, but I have another nice move that actually I think I can just play right away to just end that. So man, this knight is really running out of options here. Do we go there? Knight d6 looks pretty good. Bring the rook into the middle. Okay, he did just hand me that pawn, but we almost may be able to do better than a pawn here. Let's start with this, because if queen here, then actually the queen's trapped. Queen here runs into bishop d6, and we win a rook. So overall, just nasty. In fact, queen here, knight b6, and knight g5 again traps the queen. So the queen would have to stay on d8, but then we're winning the rook for free. You can see how nasty this is. I promise you, this whole thing was created from this a pawn. You laugh, you scoff at the a pawn when we play a4, a5. Like, what the hell is this? Fake good chess. I'm telling you, this caused everything. All these nasty dark squares that we have. The fact is, he tried to play knight c5 and get some threats going. What did I do? I played b4. When I played knight here to get threats going, he can't play b5 because I have my pawn there. So it's very, very effective. Yeah, I think we just take here because the queen's going to go there, and then we trap, pretty much trap his queen, because if queen d8, we can take here again. Oh my god, this is like a roller coaster he does not want to be on right now. This is brutal. Yeah, this is unplayable. All because of the a pawn. Yeah, This is straight nasty. Straight nasty. As I always mention, anytime someone's doing a fianchetto setup, it actually has zero bearing on our opening. Meaning, we always get a very clean, easy setup. Right? Rook e1, queen c2. This is like the most standard position. And then immediately, queenside stuff. Yes, as long as I can play on the queen side, I will. a5, yes. Bishop f1, keeping all the standard ideas. I was going to play this move anyway. The fact that he walked into it with that, knight c4, pretty much always our standard idea. Probably the only thing to remember here is just h3. I don't know. This is a fine move, but I'm not a fan of allowing this. I'd probably move back and then here, so save some time, do it anyway. And then once again with the bishop on f1, g3 is such a good move. Stops knight f4. Bishop's watching the h3 pawn, so we're not concerned. This knight's phenomenal, and these pawns that we pushed up are winning the game over there. I mean, yeah, all these squares that we can move to, this is all from this queenside expansion. Thank you for the 17 months, Sleazy. All right, knight f3. Start with this. We're trying to become a big new 1100. Okay. Okay, boss. Here, mate. Maybe. I was thinking, could we set a trap? He goes bishop here, so I have to give it to him. There is no knight h4. How to handle? Really, the best advice would be don't move your bishop here. And we have like 50,000 good moves to make. And I don't think black really has as many useful moves to match. Now that we're in this position, I mean, am I castling and allowing bishop h3? Probably not. Can I play knight h4? No. Even h3, he can still take on g2. So at this point, I think we have to probably take this. So just let him take and then take it back. I think that's probably the best. We can play g3. Keeps it a little more standard, but yeah, it does feel like take here, take that. That's probably the way to go. I think at this point I might play knight e3 because it defends and also has an idea there. Bishop g5. Now, I think this is a little more understandable, especially because I know what move he's going to do. Oh, bishop there. Okay. I think it's time to move the king over, maybe. I feel that he wants to do this, but it doesn't really threaten anything anymore. And the greatest move of all time, rook e1, allowing us to play bishop f8. Okay. Well, he's putting all the pieces on the last row, which means it's time to push in the center, right? At this point, you don't even need to calculate because you know damn well if you push in the center, you got this many pieces developed. If your opponent's trolling like this, open it and do not calculate anything. It will work for you. I promise you. Like when I played d4, I was actually hanging this pawn. Did I even for a second consider that? No. Because I know it just has to fail. There's no way that works. Back you go, pal. Ooh, king there. King there is quite something. I don't even know what threats he's like trying to make here. Many ways to try to win this position, but taking here followed by e5 looks pretty good. Also h3, I believe, traps the queen here, so something to watch out for. Also not something I think he's going to be able to prevent, even if he sees it coming. Knight d5 looks insanely good. Yeah, we're just gonna go here. And I guess this, probably the best move. This one might be one of the worst moves. But even if knight c8, queen d2, just guarding the knight, ensured we still take the win. Based on what based on the gameplay I'm seeing from this guy, this looks like a guy that plays on. You know, he just has that play on energy to him. It's something. So we have mate here, but I'm suspicious of the play on energy. It does seem like him and I could come to an arrangement here. An agreement of sorts. It's funny because the pawn that I need to promote is actually this one. Dang. He ran out of time. So I think it was still possible now to pre-move everything back to g1 and then pre-move it again. I think there was just enough time. But unfortunately, he ran out of time. A close one. GG, a good fight. I felt the non-resign energy, and I think I was reading the room there. I was reading the room correctly. Do you guys agree that after seeing this opening from someone, like, just it's legitimately clever, because castling, you can see how something like this could cause a problem. Like, of course, there's 91 and you're not lost, but you can just see how he could get some easy wins like that, right? As soon as you see this, that just feels like a non-resigner. That just, to me, that gives non-resign energy. That person is willing to fight to the death. I don't know if you feel that the way that I feel that. But we'll take it. That's 1100. The age-old question. Do we have another one in us? I think we may very well. Is 91 a bad position for white? It's impossible for white to have a bad position. Chess does not work that you develop your pieces in castle and your opponent plays like the queen out as their first development piece, plays like a bishop out, and then they're better. That's not how the game works. So no, that would be impossible. Noted, Tim. We'll be aiming for on-the-dot performances, which means we'll need to recalibrate. We'll be taking a we'll be taking a short break here. Yep. But while we take a short break, naturally, we will be spectating the one, the only, Moist Mike Get Money. Hello, how's our boy doing? How's Moist Mike Get Money doing? Is he getting that money? He's getting rocked? Oh shit. His position looks very good right now, right? This is like Hikaru plays this opening, legit. It's like his main weapon in bullet and stuff like that. Moist Mike Get Money. This guy does not think, eh? Like Moist Mike is just boom in there. He doesn't pause. I have not seen Moist Mike like take a second. Oh, we're coming back, Godfather, with another hundo. That's the plan. So what you're telling me, Tim, is he's unlucky. He deserves better. Wait, he's already up a piece. Oh. Moist Mike is just sending it. Even going for queen trades. Oh my god, he's killing it. Oh my god. So unfortunate. Got dominated there. Because look at this. Oh my god. I mean, Moist Mike Get Money is absolutely feasting against this bishop. Dude, you have to respect this. He doesn't pause like for half a second. He is full forward. Yep, A4 forward. Like he doesn't miss a step. Ooh, bishop C5, huge energy coming. Moist Mike Get Money. He doesn't miss a beat. Moist Mike Get Money. Damn. Absolutely killing it. Oh yeah, it's over. GG. See you later. Moist Mike Get Money. Getting that bread on B1 here. Yup. So there are some stalemate ideas with the king here, just because you'd expect. Oh my god. Like, that is almost stalemate. It's not because he can move a pawn, but you know what I mean? The stalemate possibilities were real there. That was very close. Almost super unlucky. Oh. Oh. Hit him and quit him, Mr. Mike. Does he know about this technique? Otherwise, he's probably going to go, yeah, more standard like that. Ooh, he's definitely doing this in a funny way, but I think he'll get it. As long as he just gives checks. Should be fine. Oh, this could be tricky. King here. Yep, he's going to be thrown off a little bit. I don't think he's familiar with this, so he's probably going to go here. Yeah, Mike is not familiar with this technique, which would end the game, but he's still making it happen. The real question is, after this, does he know about that? Because he's had that type of idea the entire game, but I have a feeling he might do this. Yeah, he's more familiar with like a ladder type of mate. He might play this, I'm not gonna lie. Because he seems to be familiar with the ladder. Yeah, you can tell. Hopefully he knows how to do this because the ladder is not happening for you. Moist might get money. Look, he finally did it. Jeez. Moist might get money. He knows one thing and one thing only. It's got to be a ladder, mate. Let's go. It does work, but it worked because he had the time. Whereas I think Mike would play the same way if he had 10 seconds or a minute. So that's why I can look at that, even though it was successful, and say, well, that's bad for Mike because that's not going to pay dividends in the future. All right. That was a nice little intermission here. Go, Mike. Oh, Mike. But go red wine reduction. Let's go for 1200. Let's reduce some red wine. Thank you, G Madrid. Exactly. All right. Let's hop into the 3-minute pool here. Continue with our setup. I'm battling my equal here. Okay, knight f6, b6, knight d7. Go like this. I don't think this is working. So, a couple things. Knight g5 there leads to some line after queen g6, queen takes g2, which I've been waiting for someone to play. It is a line, but I don't think it should be good. This one, we do have to be moderately careful about. For example, king here, knight there. We're dealing with queen f7 and knight e6, so not that easy. D5 might be the play here. Just a solid D5, but then you've got this. So trying to reason what is the smartest move here. It's an interesting position actually. King e8, knight g5. Some sort of knight move. Whoa. Do you guys see that? I had to play this. I had to just like play it quick. It scared the hell out of me. Did you see that pop up? This is crazy. I can't even sit here and think about what move to play. It was gonna forfeit me. It said auto resign. Oh, Jesus Christ. Auto resign. You know, put some respect on Horatio's name. The guy hit us with an absolute clapper. I had to consider my options there. No, that scared me. I thought we were going to be auto forfeited. Not playing fast enough, clearly. I guess knight g4 here.
Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
This one, we gotta probably go there. Maybe queen here, then bishop e5. Oh, this is perfect. It'll look like a mistake. Wait, what? How does he see it? Horatio, the GOAT. How the hell did he see that? Thought that was a guaranteed blunder. Oh my god, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Unfortunately, his move g3 is just, it's going to come back to bite him here. There's oh so many checkmates we can choose from. GG. That scared me earlier. I thought we were going to take an L. Chess.com's not letting me sit here and think, man. Had to put some respect on that. I'm not going to lie. The more I was thinking of it, the more I was like, damn. This is like the only way forward might be forward. So, okay. It's clear that we must be in a good spot here. Knight c5, for example, but I ended up playing it safe. Put some respect on the idea, though. You know, this is what we're working with. And yes, we can defend both, but it's going to have to be a knight move, because clearly this is a huge issue. And the only way to guard this and this is to make it so, because I can't actually do it, is to guard this by covering it, and then guard f7 by making it not checkmate. So for example, knight f8. Right? This is one way to do it. But it just, you know, something about that even felt like I was letting him get too much for his idea, but right? I think that was just the case. So this move is not good. Not something you need to worry about technically, but definitely something I'd worry about the first time I saw it. And this was exactly that. So I think my d5 move is fine. Knight c5 to make sure we don't lose a piece here. So maybe d5 is actually the best. But yeah, this does work as well. But yeah, I was mostly thrown off by the prompt that made me think I was going to lose the game. Damn, it scared me. All right, knight f3. Let's go d3, knight d2, and e4. Can go c3 as well. Castle. Just go for all the same ideas. You guys have seen me. It's not a guarantee this knight g5, but yeah, usually when they put the bishop out, I like to go here and take it. Feels pretty nice. Okay, I think we know that he's going to be trying to long castle, so I'm just going to throw the a pawn out there. It's impressive, you know, the resolve to still long castle, even in the face of danger like that. You know, I respect that. I respect it. Don't know about this. What we might do is b4, b5. We just have to make sure we don't allow pawn takes in a nice way. Okay. Do you guys believe in a move like this? Or is it too risky? Surely it's correct. Bishop c5 is a menacing type of move. We just have to hope that we're the ones that make the threats first. And I think we are. Queen g7, I think we'll take. Don't really have any need for this bishop. We could go back, but I'm kind of worried about that. So this is risky. b5 takes. Rook b1. Are we the ones making the meaningful threats first? I hope so. I hope so. Ooh, okay, you didn't take that. That's probably going to mean that we're doing well here. Can definitely take here. But I have a feeling that we'd almost rather just take the queens off the board for simplicity. Just because this could still get messy with the f2 square there. Bring a rook to the b file. We could also leave the rook on the a file to support a6, but I think this is the way to go. Now I will most likely hang on to that bishop. Okay, goes knight there. It's a very risky move. I kind of played it quickly, and yeah, f2 is just, it's his for the taking. I don't think I can take it back. A little bit too aggro there. Should probably play bishop e3 first for safety. Fortunately for me, and I mean it fortunately, it's not going to matter. King here, rook there, rook c8, and unfortunately that knight's going to drop, so it needs to be knight back to e8. It doesn't get played. Now bishop e5, and we are going to take this one. Slightly fortunate that he didn't take on f2 there, although we would have played king h1. I don't think it would have affected the final outcome. We had things more or less under control this game. It's amazing. People, they really are interested in casting opposite sides. So even when you have like a full pawn storm rolling at them, they're like, I don't care. Doesn't matter. It means I'll get a pawn storm on you as well. You gotta respect that type of confidence. Hopefully it's not us that's disconnected right now. Phew. He had me going there for a sec. Sometimes you know, you start to second guess yourself. Yeah, this is successful. Sometimes we see d4 when we do pretty much castle, go for c3. We're still prepared to push these. We just have to add some extra support to that pawn, like queen c2. And yeah, anytime bishop e6 happens without h6, you will see me go after it. Same thing for me. If I play bishop e3, I don't want to allow that, which is why I always play h3 first. Yeah. GG. Fortsta. All right, e4 d6. Go with knight f6. We've seen e5 a few times before. We'll just attack this. Thinking of bishop c6 here. Looks kind of good. So yeah, anytime someone plays e5, not really gonna, obviously we're not gonna get our same setup, but we're gonna get something that looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, I think we'll go e5. Just once again living in this world where takes and knight g4 is very good. And then yeah, this also looks pretty promising. Queen e2 seems just about forced, but if we take bishop takes, we win this, which is very good for us. And if bishop takes, I think there's bishop takes on g2. There's also queen takes on b2, so it's kind of a both look very, very good. But yeah, I don't think there's any way you can really get me off of that one. There's a check. We can block it. There's a check. We can block it. I think this has to happen. And rook d8 is coming.
The question before us is what are we supposed to do with this power?
I don't know what to recommend.
If we build a man
King there. Dang. I see the vision. I see the vision.
the man who will never
What else do I see? I see the checkmate. I see it. I see it.
who will never feel the heat of a star or the cold of the moon. How is the creation of such an incredible individual considered unnatural?
GG. That forwards the... Obviously, king on the run by move 10 is going to be GG. I don't know. There's not much I can say about this in like a very step-by-step way. I reacted a little bit more to the exact moves he made. But in general, I'm a big co-signer of this idea. This is what happens in the lines where they go like this. And this feels pretty good. We always get some nice easy wins. So in this line, I don't know, it's kind of similar. If I go here, obviously we have a great position. We have 2 pieces developed, white has none. So terrible opening by white so far. But yeah, this is kind of the same idea. We're just planning to take and go knight g4 once again. I think it's super strong. Bishop c5, h6, we got rook coming there eventually, castle, long castle if I can. Looks overwhelming. Okay, interesting. Let's go d6. Okay, we're definitely going to be able to get our setup here. Maybe our opponent, I was going to say, is playing this. Because if you're going to play the hippo, I think you would start with one of the bishops. So, interesting. It was the hippo after all. Did not expect that. All right, let's go. a5, bishop f8 here. Always capturing with the pawn. Let's go knight c5. We might see this from the opponent. Not everyone at this rating understands that 2 pieces for a rook and a pawn are like, that's definitely a poor trade, but yep, as predicted, he does go for it. This is very, very good for us. Even though the value is the same, it's 6 points for 6 points of material. If you're in an endgame, maybe deep into an endgame, it's possible that the rook and the pawn could overperform against the minor pieces, but that's not something I would count on at all. The minor pieces, especially in the middle game, like we see here, should do very well. Okay, this is going to be a very, very strong continuation. This is a tough pin to get out of. h3 always loses a pawn. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how you get out of this pin now. Knight e4, knight g5 is a winning plan. Thank you, sir. And what did I say? You can't really get out of the pin, so... His version of getting out of it is losing a piece, but no, that's not going to be good enough. Maybe he'll take on c5, not realize that we got the bishop tucked. I can definitely see that happening. But yeah, this is really a product of that decision to give away 2 minor pieces, especially an amazing bishop from b2. Give it away for just my rook, honestly. Ooh, rook d1 is not going to be a very successful move. Let's play a nice, good habits move here. Bishop e7 and rook d8. Looks extremely good. Yep, he's just blundering everything at this point. It's too much. It's too much. Way too much. GG. Although, if we're being honest, not a very good game. Yeah, basically, I think at this rating, you have to understand the value of pieces. Even though it's a 6-for-6 trade, this is, I would say, constitutes a double question mark. Like, this is just a straight up blunder. And it's weird that same amount of material value for the same amount of material value equal 100%, nothing to it, no tricky math, is actually just a blunder. But I believe it is. Yeah, you really can never be giving away two pieces like that. In the opening, you know, that fried liver stuff, once you're castled, they just take it anyway on f7. At least that has the benefit of displacing your king. Here, no, this is terrible. Unsurprisingly, and probably good for him, healthy. He lost very soon after, so hopefully he'll stop doing that. Okay, we start with knight f3, then we bring the knight out, then we go e4 when we can take back with a pawn. I like c3 early against knight c6. And yeah, we're going for all the same moves as usual. Bishop f1, one of my faves. Knight c4, pretty much had this exact game before. I assume we're gonna see this. No, just bishop there, or sorry, pawn there. So I think just go bishop f4 here. If the queen went there, I might have repositioned, gone h3, bishop e3. But for now, next move, rook d1, using the d6 square. Looks like a very nice plan. And my knight's happy on c4 with a4 played. Yeah. The reason I'm able to play so quickly is because I've literally had this position before. I know against this structure, we want to play e4. And yeah, this is completely winning now. It really is that easy. I honestly didn't do anything in this game that I didn't do in a previous game. Yeah, I mean, that's just depression at that point. Not a very good position at all. We're basically going to go here. The queen's going to have to go back. We're going to move the bishop. We're going to put the knight on d6. It's over. Okay, with the knight, d3, knight d2. Starting to get used to this. Knight there, we can go here, and once again, that capture on f2 will not be too dangerous. Okay, here, I think queen c2, takes. And yeah, we're just about ready to play like b4, a4, I think. Protecting this pawn. Okay, he does go a5. So we're going to play a4. As usual, there's really no move that we don't make on the queen side. So if he's going here and we can't play b4, well, you already know what move we're going to make. Should we go here? Maybe h3 just to see what's going on with this bishop. So we can go back, but then I can't move the knight because of the pressure there. So it might be time to go like this. Bishop e3 maybe to deal with the bishop. Bring this rook to d1. I suspect we may see this. Looks like a good move. I like bishop f1 now. Sort of defends that. I wonder if we'll see it again. Okay. It's possible that our opponent wants to throw in a move like this, but still, we can always defend that rook with pieces. So I find it hard to believe. Okay, he does go there. At least it's a little bit more thoughtful. Yeah, most likely he's going to hang his queen here. I can feel that happening. But yeah, it's just not good. Two pieces for the rook is not good. Yeah, like I said, I could feel him hanging his queen from a couple moves away. And he doesn't even get that. And maybe he's gonna play f4. Yeah. Not surprising. One mistake after another. People continue, even at this rating, to just play like knight takes e4, not realizing that 2 pieces for the rook is not good at all. They gotta stop doing that. A big reminder for everyone here. That is not an equal trade, not even remotely. You have to have very specific circumstances there. Believe me, there are some games that maybe you've seen like the strongest players in the world. Yes, they'll play rook and pawn for 2 pieces, but like the coordination has to be perfect. The pawn structure has to dominate the pieces. Probably there's many pieces traded. It's so specific. You have to be very strong in order to realize the conditions that are necessary for that to be good, because 99 times out of 100 it's bad. All right, knight f6. I feel like we've seen this before. I'm threatening e4, so hopefully he should stop it. Yep, even if it's an accident. I'll go c6, mainly because knight c4, I want to have an answer. I want to be able to defend this pawn. He may bring the knight there. We're probably going to need to play g6 this game. Adding more support to this pawn. Once again, preparing for this move. We could play b5, but not only is a4 really strong against it, but I can also anticipate that after this, if I go like that, he may actually take. So I think that's what we're going to do here. I'll go here, knight here, I'll go back, and maybe we'll get the same blunder. The guy sort of thinks that 2 pieces for the rook is good. We'll find out. But this is also a tuck that we want to do. Feels good. Knight e3, we have g6. Again, being very careful not to allow the knights to jump everywhere. Okay, goes knight there. If we go here and then g6, again, a4 kind of hits us. I can tell that he wants to play this, but for the moment, I was gonna say I'm not entirely convinced by it. We can also maybe go knight c5. Okay, goes a4. Yeah, I think we'll go g6. Again, f4 I just don't believe. Maybe we can go bishop g7 as well. I don't know if he's planning to take that, but it should not be a move. At least at the moment. Let's go here. Obviously we don't have any expansion here. Our knight and our 3 pieces are sort of tied down. Like he is attacking. Do we go here? Could then bring the bishop back. I think at this point I'm almost tempted to go there, but I think I am going to hold off. One thing about this is I cannot play knight e6 in every situation. It may hang this, but then we can jump in. Okay, so he makes a move that I think makes a lot of sense. Let's bring the bishop out just because he's not able to play h3 right away. He gets out of the pin. I think he's playing a good game. We have this bishop that I'm assuming he notices. Knight on h5 needs to return to action here. We can't actually do this. Now this pawn for real is attacked. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't have an easy defense. So we're gonna go for this one and then probably get the bishop up. We have the bishop pair, but you know, he's strengthened his center as well. And this knight coming back runs into problems. Okay, I know this doesn't look very nice, but I'm going to play c5. And if I can hold strong for one move, we play b6, and then I think we're all good. Like, then truly everything is defended. But I think there may be some problems with it. If he goes here, I feel like that's not the right idea. Yeah, we have this, I was going to say, we have it covered. I'm kind of expecting him to just blunder it, and he does. Okay, he's starting to play probably a little bit too fast, but it's understandable why. For example, this blunder, I can say probably looks tempting to him. Looks so tempting to blunder, doesn't it? Okay. We'll go here. This should get a queen trade, which is nice. Any other move gets mated, so he definitely has to grab that. Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate. GG. Anti. Keep on going. See, Griff?
Yeah, I sent you everything in the Discord.
Okay. I'll have a look after. Be in touch, my man. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be fun. That's correct, ABD. Correcto. Yeah, Tim, I have noticed the rating, bringing it back slowly but surely. Are you in Wild Hacks match range? You know, as decreed by Chancellor Hacks. See you, buddy.
See ya.
Where are we? 1164. I thought our opponent here played a pretty good game overall, right? Like, we had to be a little bit careful to make sure that e-pawn like stayed defended, all of our pieces. It was not something that I would say was a easy win. Well, let's keep going. We haven't made it yet, have we? E4, we respond with D6. Always take your tempo against the e-pawn. Knight takes E4 here. Watch out for Queen A4. Oh, wait. There's a C-pawn there, so definitely take it. I feel like we might see C3 here. Oh, okay. Well, this looks pretty decent for us. If we play knight here, I think there's a way that maybe it might be hard to play e5. Trying to see, because I think e5 now is honestly the correct move. If this happens, oh, actually, wow. I was thinking if this happens, like, we just take with the bishop, but that's my bad. I didn't realize that pawn was hanging. So in the end, e5 didn't make any sense, and we probably could have got away with just knight d7. But it's not like it's a blunder. It's actually a blunder catch, so we didn't make that mistake. But anyway, when your opponent blunders a center pawn, I think it's fair to say things will probably not look like they usually do. Let's get that damn bishop off the board. It's a strong piece. It's a good attacker. He'll be happy to see that. I know he's a opposite sides castling enjoyer. I can just tell. I can tell. Okay, let's try to gain a little bit of time, maybe. Bring the rook over. We should be in a pretty good spot here. I feel like he's trying to do that. And yes, he is. Bishop d8, just to make sure the rook can see things more clearly. Can only expect this. Wow, he goes that way. Interesting. Actually, there may have been this, although the bishop hangs in the end, so perhaps not. You know, honestly, you can probably take that. Not really seeing a specific problem with just yoinking that. There's all sorts of things hanging now. If we take check, knight there, but if we take on f3, we're still threatening the other piece. But yeah, this is just too good because the bishop goes to g6 after and it feels impossible to lose. Okay. Bishop g5, I would say next. Rook on h2 is attacked. And after a very logical knight there, I can see queen f5 leading to checkmate, actually. Knight here, take it back. I don't know, I can see this being missed pretty easily. First of all, it's hard to defend. I think he can defend it, but yeah, I can just see that it's not what you would expect. Queen f5 looks like it's just attacking the knight, moving out of the way, but supported by the bishop, it's actually a checkmate threat. Not much to say about this, guys. Just a free pawn early on. Take it and keep it moving. Take it and keep it moving. Okay. And we will take with the queen here just because knight takes allows that. Probably not what we want to do. And even though it loses time here, I am actually going to go all the way back just because if I develop my bishop, I was not enjoying that my queen would be on the outside of it. So I'm going to keep it more standard, bring our queen right back where we're used to it being in all of these systems. And yeah, now we're just playing our setup. If we see a5, guess what? We'll play a4. That's been the case in every single game we've played so far. Every single one. Here, I'm still going to play a4, but it happens to be maybe useful as well. Okay, not sure where this is going. He might miss that's covered. Queen here also runs into bishop e3, so he's kind of trapping his queen. I think no matter what here, all these squares are covered. And I didn't do anything. I just developed my pieces. It's his fault he trapped his queen. I was going to play these moves anyway. Blame yourself, buddy. I'm not out here trying to trap your queen. Like, this was not my fault. Let's stop bishop c5. Playing this because I'm not sure. I don't really want him to play a5 because if I push, he kind of gains access to that square, which looks like a really powerful square. So I feel like if I keep him off of that square, then we should be doing pretty well. Definitely looking at f4 as a pretty good move here. Yeah, I think he's trying to push this. That's the vibe I'm getting. Knight here, bishop f3, and should be able to eliminate this knight. Yeah, I think here we also have this move, which is a great one, but I'm always a big fan of h4 in these spots. I mean, it's different if you had a queen on the board. I might be a bit more scared, but h4 means that I'm threatening g3 without the pawn hanging, and he can't take it because of g3. So it's kind of, it's good no matter what. We have g3 coming. Yeah, I figured, like, this is obviously a move that's going to make someone play bishop takes. But we did just win a piece there. g6 looks hard to refuse, but he would do himself a favor if he did c6. And oh man, the pieces, they're going to come crashing in here. Everything's arriving on like one square, which is f7. Now, to be fair, he's got the knights and the rook defending, but yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he's going to be able to refuse g6. GG, Carl. I wouldn't have been able to refuse it either, buddy, so don't worry. An opening victory. Any of these, like London or Caro-Kann, where the bishop comes out, we're getting the bishop pair a lot. And notice how I'm happy to even lose all this time bringing my queen all the way back, because our setup is just so strong that I constantly want to have it exactly like that. Now in this case, he just like force traps his queen. Oops. And it's not really a game after that. But you can see, I mean, knight c4 is coming, bishop e3. h3 is there, so we don't have to worry about knight g4. Rook to d1. Such an easy position. Such an easy position. Knight f3. Move number one every time. d3 next. Knight d2 and then e4. Not e4 right away because the queens get traded for no reason. But knight bd2. Okay, he's really in the tank here. He might just be MIA entirely. Oh, he's back. Speak of the devil. I think he's got some shoddy internet right here, so hopefully it improves. Let's go for e4. Typical. As we get to higher ratings, you'll notice people are not just going to be taking this pawn. But for now, it happens quite a bit. All you have to know is that you take back with the pawn every single time. And there we go. There's another example. Now, oh no. That is like, people think this is a tactic. Like, makes no sense. You lost a piece, dude. Me moving my king is not equivalent to losing a piece. That's not how this works. Here, 95 long castle could be kind of like a mistake, I guess. Like a position we don't really want to allow. Probably go here to support the knight. It's a good looking move. So I'm going to go here. It's going to get defended. Then I'm going to go here. And my plan is to take and go 95 or something. Hopefully that works. Yeah, knight here, this is still something, so I'm probably going to go with this line. Maybe rook c7, this knight takes. Yeah, so I think he made the right decision. This definitely exists. At the moment, knight takes d7 is pretty strong, so I expect he'll play like rook c7. But alternatively, this looks, you know, mildly interesting. Interesting. Okay, I respect rook d5. I do. I think we have this escape and this escape. So, because both of them I don't think can be covered, we should get out. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely predicted this. It's just people are used to this being like, oh, now you can't take me. Well, I'm going to still move there, though. We're going side to side, taking all the pawns. That's going to be GG. Taking them one by one. Not much to say once again. Just, I mean, this is 1150. I mean, at this point, I'm starting to think we don't know how the pieces move. The only explanation that I can think of is that it's the same as the 900s that we were battling, where they kept hanging their knight and then trading queens, thinking that, oh, my king having to move is somehow worth a knight. Like, I don't know. That's my best explanation. Michael Jube, thanks for the 20 months. Hello to Bobby Blocks. Welcome back, Michael. All right, we're 1188. Let's keep the momentum. Okay, we'll take our tempo. The amount of pawns we win in the center of the board, it's really remarkable. All right. Sticking with the tried and true. Probably a4, although, okay, he jumps out with a4 himself. Kind of weird. You can definitely go here and say, you know, we're happy if you capture. But also go to f6. And both look pretty good, so. I'll do this one. We are pinned here, so I wouldn't say I'm threatening knight b3 or anything like that. Rook on c8 definitely makes sense. We've got h6 we can play. Yeah, b3 takes, rook b1 I can definitely see. Not only does it hang the rook, but also the bishop. Okay, bishop there. I mean, this looks like it pretty much forces rook b1. You have to hang your rook. Damn it. This guy's too good. Not hanging your rook there, grounds for an appeal. I assume that was like a given. Maybe bishop here as well. We have this hanging, so I'm entirely sure that's possible. But in the interest of knight f5, probably makes quite a bit of sense for him to do that. Yeah, I think he's definitely planning this with knight f5 coming, so I'll respect that and go back. As long as we stop knight f5, we're not really going to lose. Yeah, we have this, but queen there, so I think we'll just stick to something simple. He's doing a good job not blundering rook b1. I was almost like sure that he was going to do it. Keep everything nice and together. I don't know about this. The nice thing about this bishop is that the second that the knight goes anywhere, boom, take. And this should be enough. The knight is just stationed so well. All these pawns can be picked up one by one. can take this. And should be mate in 1 or 2. In this case, 1. GG to our captain here. I can't even remember what this game was. Oh, another one. I don't know what to say. They're just, I mean, look, hanging pawn on move 4. If I'm showing you guys an opening where you're winning pawn on move 4, you already can't complain. I'm setting you up for success here. What happens after this is up to you. But I'm only doing you a favor. It's coming, Lolly. It's coming. Let's see. All right. Let's go knight f3. Again, happy to take that. Okay, let's some queenside expansion here. If he plays something like, I don't know, trying to sack on h3, the nice thing is bishop f1 always covers that as well. Okay, he is offering us the center pawn. Goes without saying that we're going to take it. I think let's take that. Always capturing in the center with a pawn. Let's watch out for knight takes on b4 by just playing this. We should be in good shape. Knight e5 f4 is a very strong response. Yeah, because he can't go to any squares here, so kind of has to go back where he came from, and knight f3, e5, these kind of moves start to do some damage. Especially like f5 just gets hurt by bishop there, knight g5. Ooh. Yeah, so this one doesn't quite win, but let's just say right now he's not threatening to take that pawn. I don't think he's threatening to take it because of the pretty unpleasant looking knight g5. There's queen e4 here. There's bishop c4. There's a lot of pretty good looking moves. Hard to say which one I prefer. I feel absolutely spoiled for choice here. I think we'll keep it simple and safe with e6 and f5. G5 is kind of a bait move, like we're hoping he plays it because it attacks us, but it's really not very helpful for him. Eyeballing that square. Okay, he does go here. Ooh, I definitely expected that. Damn. I was about to say we can give the position a go. If king there takes, I was probably going to sack my queen and just let her rip. Does not end up happening. I feel like this is, wow. You know, you see a move like that, you just know that a guy means business.
king to h1. It's like, damn. This guy knows what he's doing. Queen there, probably e7. This is a move that I sort of think of without calculating, just because I'm like, okay, if I open the bishop on the king, truly the best possible things are about to happen, right? Kind of like this, threatening checkmate here. And I think knight d6 next, and rook e8 is almost play it no matter what, because he'll find queen. Yeah, I was gonna say he'll find queen f8, no problem. But now I don't know if there's anything to do about this. Knight e7. And it runs into the same problem. And yeah, with queen g8 coming here, I don't have a recommendation for him. Good game. And we do at last become a 1200. GG's. Successful grind. Another 100 in the books. Yeah, as I always say, anytime someone's fianchettoing, it has no bearing on your setup. Try to take that bishop pair. Very standard. Queenside pawns coming. Tuck the bishop. You're getting used to it. And by this point, I've done all my normal moves, and the guy's blundering his center pawn. So you don't even have to think. I'm giving you all the moves. You play all of them. By that point, your opponent's probably going to mess something up, especially if he's under 1200, right? 15 moves without a mistake by 1200 is already impressive. So, you know, we just do this and, hey, grab the center pawn here. Life's already easy. There we go. It's been working nicely. I think it's a very, very easy system to play. It has the added benefit that so many people are blundering knights in the middle of the board. I can't explain it. If you think about it, if you hop in and you start playing it and you're at any of the ratings that we've passed so far, obviously it might not happen to you that you see all these blunders the way I do, but if everybody in chat jumps in, it will happen to some of you that you get the exact same blunders that we've seen here, because they exist. So if everyone does it, guaranteed success. But yeah, even if you don't get any serious blunders like free pieces or whatever, the positions just seem easy to play. They seem easy to play. So we'll take it. GG's. Hello, Tapir. I think we keep things a little more bite-sized. Usually 200 chunks are, I feel like, a nice go-around. Anything more than that, oh my goodness. The attention span of people in here just does not work. That's okay, Tapir. Yeah, we started early, so I'm wrapping up here myself. We were on since about 10 this morning. 9 to 5 for the boys. Start clearing the desk. Hey, Caballo. Yeah, it feels like I'm working on like Christmas or something, Mattis. Empty office vibes. Tomorrow is that 960 event, Title Tuesday format. We'll give it a go. It's at 11 a.m. So I'll definitely be playing that. Good, Theo. Good. It'll serve you well, that one. I am Brazilian Monk. I'll be playing that tournament I just mentioned. So, 11 a.m. Thank you, Neotris. Nick, first one in here at the end. Strong lurk energy from Nick. We'll end it on a high. Hitting 1200. Also, accidentally gained some blitz rating today. Inspired by Salty. I said, oh man, Salty's at 2200. All right, I'm going to play from the peak. And we re-peaked. That's a good question, Mr. Unchained. Knowing myself, just hop right in. What would it be smart to do? It would be to play some 960 beforehand. What will actually happen? Likely not that. Well, a perfect time then, Theo. Yes, go 1300 Salty. He's not living up to your name, Salty. That's correct, Gory. Up there, Penny. TBD what happens to it. Don't think so, Godfather. We started early, so we're ending now, which means we can find some raid targets here. Yeah, Moist is 2400. That means we have to do better. Salty at 22, not good enough. I agree. Up the standards threshold. I have that effect, Godfather. Can't say it's always a good thing. Can't say it's always a good thing. That's all from me, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Good evening. And I'll see you guys for some 960 tomorrow. Won't be the longest stream tomorrow, but we'll definitely go for a while after. I'll see. Depends when I'm up in the morning. I'm not actually sure if I'll stream it on Twitch or Kick, but yeah, probably on Twitch. It's true. That 36 from Salty was crazy. See you guys tomorrow for 960. Bye for now, and we'll send the host over to Matt. Later.